So today we're going to do some yoga and stretching for the low back and the hips and the glutes, helping to release some tension through there. So to start, we're going to release our hamstrings. We're going to bring our legs long in front of us and curling our toes up towards our shins to help engage the lower legs. Hands coming to the tops of the legs and just walking yourself forward. You have a choice. When you feel your back start to round, you can stay there. Or if you want to get more into the legs, the chin tucks in as you come forward. Hanging out here, breathing into your belly. Notice how the tension feels through the backs of the legs. Try to let the neck and the shoulders, the upper body relax, sinking down towards the legs. And then we're going to slowly walk our hands closer to us, letting the back straighten as we come back up. You can let your feet relax. And we're going to take left foot up and over right foot. And your right hand out behind you, your left hand out behind you. And you're going to use this hand as a prop. So pushing in through your fingers, lifting through the chest. And then you're going to squeeze left shoulder behind you as you twist. So as you twist to the side, you want your shoulder squeezing behind you. You want both the chest and the belly button moving to the side. This back hand behind you, you're pushing in through the fingers to keep nice and long through the spine. And then to come back in through center, we'll switch to the other side, letting the left leg come down to the floor, switching, right leg coming up and over. Right hand in behind you, pushing in through your fingertips so you get nice and tall, and then squeezing right shoulder behind you as you twist. So as I twist to the side, you can see shoulders coming and belly coming over to the side, helping to release through the low back. Holding this for 30 seconds, inhaling to stay long through the spine, and exhaling just to let the breath settle. Okay, coming back in through center. You can bring the legs however is comfortable. If you're a long-legged sitter with your legs out long, you're going to want to keep some space in between the knees. If you prefer to sit cross-legged, you can do that now. This time we're going to bring some movement into our twist. So sitting nice and tall, reaching your arms all the way up overhead, nice big inhale. As you exhale, turn to the right. So your left hand's going to reach across the body, right hand coming behind you. And exhaling to turn. We're not staying here long. Nice big inhale, arms come up as the body comes through center. Exhale to reach to the left. So just doing a few slow movements from one side to the next. And as you slowly move from side to side, notice how it feels through the lower spine. Sometimes one side feels a little different than the other. Sometimes the sensations or even the range of motion change. We'll make this last side the last side that we twist to. Good, coming back in through center. We're going to bring our feet together, knees wide. We're going to play with pulling the heels fairly close to the body. So I'm bringing my feet as far as comfortably in, and I'm going to sit really tall on my sit bone. So when I do a little wiggle like this side to side, I can feel that bony part of my pelvis pushing into the mat. I'm just letting my knees be soft and drop open. Starting with a tall back hinge forward at the hips. And you can try to keep a flat back if you're working on back strength, but to get more into the inner thighs and release it, we're going to curl the neck forward as you let the back round, letting the body droop over. This is a really good place to practice your belly breathing, especially if you're feeling the tightness in through the insides of the legs and the hips. And just letting everything soften on the exhale. Taking 3 deep breaths here. after your third breath. Coming back up. We're going to scoop our knees up towards the ceiling and then shuffling down so that you can come flat on your back. Take a moment to make sure your shoulders are underneath you. So you can see laying here, my shoulders are popping up towards the ceiling. I'm just going to tuck one shoulder at a time underneath me. Now my chest is nice and open. There's a little bit of space in between my feet. And I'm going to start by taking the baby toe of my right foot and bringing it across the thigh. This right knee is going to push down and away from the chest. So you can choose to stay here. This is going to light up your right hip. If you would like a deeper stretch, you can bring the whole left leg up towards the face. Your hands are reaching back, and so your leg is just relaxed. Your leg pulls your arms long, and your shoulders are peeling back towards the floor to keep the chest in neutral. Now from here, you still have to peel that right knee down and away. Can be pretty intense. Just taking a few breaths here. Especially if we're sitting a lot, driving, or working a desk job, this can be really helpful to open up through the outer hip. If you brought your other foot up off the floor, we're going to bring it back down to the floor now and moving your arms either out like a T or in cactus pose, whatever you have space for. Let your shoulder blades find the floor, squeezing the shoulder blades down. We're going to bring our foot across the body, coming into a twist. Right knee still pushing down and away. So depending what's comfortable, you may or may not be able to touch the floor. It's okay. The knee is still pushing down and away, so you'll feel, if you change that angle, you'll feel different sweet spots light up. Find something that feels like a comfortable stretch, breathing deeply there. And then as you're ready on an inhale, pulling your knees back up to center. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. So foot coming flat to the floor, baby toe of the other foot coming across the thigh, knee pushing down and away. Staying here or lifting up into our figure 4 here, thread the needle, knee still pulling away. Taking some breaths, noticing how it feels. Bringing your foot back down to the floor, cactus arms or wide like a T. And then leaning over to your other side. Still peeling the knee down and away. Find your sweet spots and breathe into them. And then a nice big inhale. Back up through center, feet flat on the floor. This last exercise particularly good if you have a stiff lower back. You can even do it first thing in the morning. Walking your feet so they're wider than hips distance. Arms are out of the way. You can hold onto your belly or you can do cactus arms. Nice big inhale, let the belly rise. Exhale, drop both knees down to one side. Inhale, back up through center. Exhale to the other side. And so just like this, we windshield wiper. Inhale to come up through center. Exhale to drop down to the new side. From side to side, helping to release the low back. And you can do this for as little as 30 seconds or up to 2 minutes. Depending on what feels best. And the last stretch that we'll do, we will bring our feet back in, and we'll start by curling one knee in towards the chest. So right now stretching the right leg, left leg can stay bent or it can come long. It's really whatever feels best. Most important that your thigh is pushing down over the center of the ribs, helping to stretch through the glutes. Shoulders squeezing back towards the floor to keep the chest in neutral. We're going to release our grip just a little bit, letting the leg relax. I'm going to release my left hand, taking the right hand and the right knee around my ribs this time and pulling back towards my shoulder, just helping to isolate slightly different muscles through the hips here. Taking a deep breath. Releasing my knee back into the center. We're going to switch arms, so my hand reaches across, other hand coming down. Keeping my hips flat on the floor, I'm just going to pull the knee towards the opposite shoulder, helping to get a little more into the outside of the hip here. Find a sweet spot, taking a deep breath or two. And releasing. Last one on the other leg. So left leg coming up towards the chest. Both hands reach up, holding onto the shin. Gently compress the legs straight over the rib cage. Squeeze the shoulder blades back into the mat. Notice as you breathe how you're sort of breathing into this leg. It's blocking that belly breath. And then releasing your right hand, opening leg around the ribs, squeezing the knee towards the shoulder. Trying to keep the opposite side of the body relaxed and still on the mat. One more breath here. Good. And then switching our arms once again. So leg comes back up into center. Opposite arm reaching across. My hips stay flat on the floor as I gently pull the knee. And it's really just helping to light up the edge of glutes and the lateral hip. Find a sweet spot, breathe into it. One more breath. And letting go. And just taking a few minutes in some stillness in Shavasana if you have a regular yoga practice and you like. Cool down at the end. When you're ready to move, small bend through your knees. Let yourself fall to a side. And gently pushing yourself back up to sitting. Thank you for practicing with me.